I'm Chris Hansen, right now on Crime Watch Daily from here in New York City. A cheating husband sets up a tryst with a twist.
This is all too much. I'm beyond uncomfortable.
So what is his truly indecent proposal?
This is the go.
Cops say it's to murder his wife.
He immediately said, I got some money and I need someone gone.
But is he being framed?
I have done nothing wrong. It's all a lie.
Detectives are about to get a double surprise.
And he introduced himself as the twin brother.
Then masked gunmen storm a suburban New York house, take the homeowners hostage, and then...
I need a police officer. He's shot in the chest.
21-year-old college student Dimitri Hampton is ruthlessly killed.
God, how would someone take someone's life like that?
Was it a random home invasion?
Do you think that your house was targeted?
A mystery woman comes forward, exposing who was underneath the masks. But one huge mistake is about to let a suspected killer off the hook.
You physically fell to the floor?
Yeah.
It's like another stab in the back.
Right now.
Go, let's go. Jason Matella with Crime Watch Daily.
I'm Michelle Sagona from Crime Watch Daily.
This
Elizabeth Smart from Crime Watch Daily. It's Anna Garcia from Crime Watch Daily. You got anything to say?
is Crime Watch Daily.
What do you mean you don't know she's 13? You're running away now?
Welcome to Crime Watch Daily, everyone. I'm Chris Hansen. Today's top story is all about murder and money. We've got the new details on the outrageous plot to kill so someone could collect a whole lot of cash. He's a man willing to pay for a murder.
We're in a deal right now. This is the go.
She's a lady who suddenly finds herself as his hired gun.
This is all too much.
This undercover cop will put his life on the line to try and stop it before it's too late.
Immediately when he got into the car, he asked me if I was a cop.
And haul the killer husband in for questioning.
I feel as if I have done nothing wrong.
His name is Afak Manejwala, and he will never forget meeting the woman who changed his life forever. According to police, she's a call girl he found on Craigslist, who he paid all of $40 for a certain sexual favor.
Afterwards, he offered her additional ways to make money.
This lady of the night may have heard some unusual requests, but this one takes the cake.
He referenced that he wanted to off somebody, and this would be beneficial to both of their needs.
So who does he want dead?
Originally, he referred to the victim in this case as a roommate. Then it turned into a girlfriend. Then he finally admitted that the target was in fact his wife.
His wife, the mother of his 3-year-old son, the woman he has cut out of their honeymoon photo. Text messages reveal a bitter custody battle. His wife threatening to take their son and leave the country, writing, "At the airport, goodbye. My phone is going dark soon. Things can't be any other way." Afak writes back, "Please don't go with him. Please just make a mature decision. You're taking him away from his father." Police say he desperately wants sole custody of the boy and his wife gone.
There was the financial aspect where he was in debt. There was $1 million life insurance policy on the victim.
So is this call girl the kind of girl who would kill a man's wife? Well, for $15,000 paid in installments, it's a deal, sort of.
Her initial idea was possibly duping him after obtaining the money up front, cut and run.
Police say that over the course of several meetings, he lays out every detail of how he wants the job done at the couple's gated community townhouse in Laurel, Maryland.
He gave specific instructions on how to make entry, where his door was.
Manejwala's thought of everything.
Even to the point where he's telling her, if you wear yoga pants, they're more flexible and you'll be able to move around more.
He even considers having her do the job with a car.
I think at one point he might have even suggested to run her over.
But the unlikely lady killer from Craigslist has to think of her own safety too. In later meetings, cops say she actually records the conversation on her cell phone in case something should happen to her.
Want to swing by my house just so I can show you a couple things? I really, really, really want you to know that I will be a regular source of income for you, and then I'll hit you off with the lump sum. Not gonna around with you.
Okay.
Once I do this deal to give you this money right here, We officially now set ourselves up. We're in a deal right now. This is a go.
I got you.
He's intoxicated with dreams of a dead wife when, get this, they actually get pulled over at a sobriety checkpoint.
What the? What happened here? Reason I stopped you got a headlight out. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, that's why I have my flashes on the bottom on. I do know that it's out. So let me give you my license right now.
Do me a favor, you stay in the vehicle. This is really just too much. They have lights on both sides. They're blocking this whole street right now.
Just keep it cool.
I got you.
We're gonna go out, grab a blanket.
So what I did today is I just gave you a repair order. So you have 10 days to get it done and get it signed. Appreciate your cooperation.
Yep.
Have a good night.
But not so fast. Suddenly, as they pull away, the officer is back at the window.
Oh man, again?
Are you serious?
Hey man, just let you know, you got a brake light on the passenger side also.
Oh, okay. I'll get that looked at too.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
No problem.
But the call girl slash hit woman is rattled.
This is all too much. I'm beyond uncomfortable.
Next, reality hits home for the would-be killer, and she's about to make a decision that stuns even the police.
Anytime a story comes up like this, it is hard to believe.
And an identical twin brother has cops wondering, is there a double cross in the works?
One of the issues that we had was being able to prove that this is Mr. Manajwala. It's not the twin brother that's doing all of this.
We're back with more on the cheating husband who meets a girl on Craigslist. But he's got more on his mind than hooking up. It's more like taking out. Afak Manajwala wants his wife dead.
He had plans in place. There was no doubt in our minds that he was wanting to be successful in this.
And now the call girl he's hired, not for sex, but to kill his wife, is having second thoughts. At one point during their harrowing traffic stop, she prays in fear, even while holding the $200 down payment for murder in her hand.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil.
Police say she first planned to take that upfront money and run, but now she's having an attack of conscience about leaving Manajwala's wife and child in mortal danger.
She had nothing to gain from it by reporting it, and she was in our area doing an illegal activity.
In an incredible turn of events, she bolsters her courage, takes the plunge, and goes to police.
It's hard to believe, but she actually showed us text messages and the audio recording that she had done, which obviously complete credibility to her story.
Cops need to use her to set a trap, but also to keep her out of danger while going after Manajwala. And they're on a risky learning curve with no room for error.
Murder for hire cases are extremely rare. I had never seen that before, and this was the first one we'd ever worked.
And they have to come up with something quick before he finds someone else to kill his wife.
She was advised to suggest that she had a cousin that could do the job. He's not in town at the moment, but he will be coming up soon.
The supposed cousin is actually an undercover cop, and it will be his first time in a murder for hire sting as well.
Make no mistake, the undercover officer in this case, he was putting his life in danger for the protection of this woman and her child.
Police are certain that Manajwala will not hesitate to act if threatened.
If he changes his mind or if he thinks he's exposed, then the one person he's going to get rid of is the person he's telling this information to, which in this case was the undercover officer.
The courageous call girl is in no less danger, but meets Manajwala one last time alone. He agrees to meet her cousin.
The very next day, we had the informant text Mr. Manajwala stating that her cousin had arrived and that he wished to meet with Mr. Manajwala.
We sat down with the undercover cop posing as the hitman cousin, and we've agreed to keep him undercover.
I knew it was going to be a challenge, but I was definitely up for it and looking forward to it.
At their first meeting in the undercover's car, Manajwala gets down to business quickly.
I got some money.
Okay.
I need some money going.
But being a knocker,
Hell no.
Later, Manajwala breaks out his phone and shows the undercover a real home video of exactly where to find his wife in the house. It's a literal roadmap to murder.
he kind of opened up the door, walked up the steps, showed me that she laid on the left side of the bed, and this is where I could find her.
It needs to look like an accident.
Right.
Like a house robbery. Or anything else you suggest.
Some people want their girlfriends
me, just end it.
Manage Wallace says he'll take his son to the boy's grandparents on the night of the murder, but he will be there himself when it happens, and he wants to be a victim too. Anything to make it look convincing.
You got to beat me up pretty good in that. Yeah. You can even like stab me in the arm or like the side.
At another meeting, a detective inside the unmarked car follows the two men as they take a look at Manage Wallace's house.
Maybe 200 feet up, and that's the gated community. The only way to get in is the gated. Yeah. Once you do the job, you come back up to the woods. Yeah. Come right over here to your car.
And he'd also like the killer cousin to bring along a can of spray paint for some finishing touches on his way out the door. Something to make it look like a hate crime.
I believe he's Muslim, and he talked about spray painting something on the walls as well too, to kind of make it seem realistic.
But detectives are about to be thrown a curveball. Afak's identical twin brother, Arsh, seen here at his wedding in the arms of three women. Could Arsh be setting up his twin or vice versa? It gives a whole new meaning to the term dead ringer.
We didn't know if we were dealing with some kind of, weird family issue here or something like that. I don't think there was any way we weren't going to do this without making sure that, we didn't have the twin brother trying to set his brother up for a crime.
In fact, that becomes a major issue in the sting, making sure they had eyes on the twin while they went after Afak. During a third meeting with the undercover, Manage Wallace forks over a $100 advance. It seals the deal and the fate of his ill-begotten murder plans.
Gave me the money, he got out the car, I pulled out.
Cops swoop in and make the arrest.
I was there when he was taken into custody, and he was shocked and very upset. I think he thought he was going to get away with it.
You're right there.
Back at the police station, cops have a talk with Manage Wallace.
What I have to do here is tell you the most serious charges against you is solicitation to commit murder.
Wow. I feel as if I have done nothing wrong, and everything that has gone on so far that in your investigation is all fabricated. It's all a lie.
What do you think fabricating and lying?
I was fabricating and lying.
He's trying to explain it as that this was a game he was playing and that he was just setting this up.
He was going to be the big hero that came to the rescue and saved his wife, and it was going to help their marriage. That plan was completely not feasible.
My family and I, we have a beautiful relationship. We have a beautiful family. Everything is perfect in my life right now.
Talking about
a mistake.
Obviously,
But Manage Wallace lawyers up. Detectives sit down with his wife and tell her the whole story. Despite their bitter custody battle, she could not believe the man she married wanted her dead.
Her reaction was just absolute shock. She had no idea. Her life was basically being turned upside down in an instant. It took a lot of convincing to get her to understand what was going on. She really didn't believe us, and I don't blame her. I probably wouldn't believe me either.
But even now, the surprises keep coming. Cops want to keep Manage Wallace behind bars until his trial, and they're worried about that twin brother.
During the bail review process, there was a concern that he might be able to actually take his brother's identity and flee the country.
But Detective Brannigan is stunned to find Manage Wallace free in the courthouse, even as he's trying to keep him in jail.
I looked at him and how did he make bail already? How is he? I was very confused. And I actually had to went up and introduce myself. And he introduced himself as the twin brother.
It's Arsh. That's a relief. And cops say he was never implicated in any wrongdoing. But while being held, Manage Wallace also gets a visit from a longtime secret girlfriend who also gets the shock of her life.
She had no clue he was married, and it was kind of odd because even when she found out, she was still trying to figure a way to stand by him.
Later, in front of a judge, Manage Wallace never tells that story about fabricating the crime.
He pled guilty to solicitation to commit first-degree murder, in which he was sentenced to 50 years, suspend all but 20.
In the end, it's the result of some fine police work and a tip from a call girl with a conscience.
She could have never even reported it, and we would have been none the wiser. There's no doubt in my mind that if she hadn't reported this, his wife would have ended up deceased.
And along with that Good Samaritan, cops say they also caught a little bit of a lucky break. While talking to the informant, Manage Wallace confessed that this was not his first time he tried to hire someone to kill his wife, telling the undercover officer he even provided that person a truck to commit the act. The hired hitman took the truck and ran, never to be seen again. Coming up, a college student destined to serve and protect.
Do you know why he was passionate about criminal justice?
He wanted to help his community and other people's community.
Until a violent home invasion ends in gunfire.
I need somebody here. My cousin just got shot. Oh my God, oh my God. He shot in the chest.
This is the man police say pulled that trigger. But is a legal mistake about to blow the whole case?
Someone got away with murder.
We're breaking news on the controversial murder of Dimitri Hampton. That's coming up. Welcome back to Crime Watch Daily. It's a word we use often, justice, defined as the quality of being fair and reasonable. Well, when it comes to the murder of Dimitri Hampton, there's certainly nothing fair and reasonable going on, that's for sure. Our special legal correspondent, Amy Dash, has the details.
Chris, it's a story of murder and heartache with an almost unbelievable ending. One that cost a lawyer his job.
I wanted to keep him safe.
They are the painful sights and sounds of those who loved 21-year-old Dimitri Hampton.
He had goals. And what did he talk to you about wanting to become and do with his life?
The main thing he said was military.
Dimitri's family tells our special legal correspondent Amy Dash his dream was to join the Air Force and work in criminal justice.
Do you know why he was passionate about criminal justice?
There's a lot of violence out there that's going on, so he wanted to help his community and other people's community.
And it made sense. Dimitri was raised to serve and protect.
When my mother died, he said to me, "Mommy, who's going to keep the family together now?" And I said, "You are. That's your responsibility, Dimitri."
Little did Dimitri know that call to duty to protect his own family would come sooner than expected. And it would cost this young hero his life.
The most precious thing that we had.
They took it from you.
They took it.
All was quiet inside Leticia Diego's modest home in Flanders, New York. It was frigid mid-January.
Were you sleeping?
I was. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Leticia's boyfriend, Eric Walker, was by her side down the hall. Leticia's 16-year-old daughter was tucked safely in her bed. Dimitri, Leticia's cousin, was still awake. His girlfriend, Frances, was down in the basement of the home. In a split second, a peaceful night is shattered by horrifying sounds of terror.
Gunman kicked my door in, came in the house, held myself and my boyfriend hostage.
Ski masks?
Yeah.
A raging masked invader points a gun at Leticia and her boyfriend Eric.
He's asking me, where is it?
Where is what?
it? That's what I said. Where is what? He's shaking his gun. I just covered my face with the pillow. I thought he was going to shoot me. And then I hear someone in the other room screaming, "Don't move, don't move." I'm screaming because I thought it was my daughter. My 16-year-old was home at the time.
But the teen is huddled in her bedroom closet. She stays quiet. In the basement, Dimitri's girlfriend Frances hears all the chaos upstairs and calls out Dimitri's name, inadvertently giving herself away to the gunman.
This fella went down the stairs, pointed a shotgun at her, and told her to come upstairs and sit on the living room couch.
From the kitchen, the sounds of a knockdown, drag-out fight.
There was an immense physical struggle that had occurred. There was a door knocked down.
It's Dimitri, cornered by one of the armed intruders, but unwilling to give in. He fights to pry the weapon from the gunman's hands.
I heard all of the yelling and rumbling around.
Then the distinct and deafening sounds of gunfire. And a voice crying out from the kitchen. A painfully familiar voice.
The next thing I heard was Dimitri yelling. I still had my face buried in the pillow when I heard Dimitri yelling. When he came in the room, he was saying, "Call the police." I reached out for him to tell him to just sit down.
Had they left at that point?
Whoever was in the house was gone.
It was only then that Leticia realized her beloved cousin had been shot, blood gushing from his chest.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Yes, I need a police officer. I need somebody here. My cousin just got shot. Oh my God, oh my God. He's shot in the chest.
Okay, is he breathing?
Yes.
Dimitri would hang on to life all the way to the hospital.
My mom called me and says, Dimitri was shot. I'm like, what? She's like, meet me at the hospital.
What are you thinking at that time?
I'm hoping that he's going to be all right.
You're praying?
Yeah.
But minutes later, the valiant young man would take his final breath. Dimitri Hampton died trying to be the protector he had promised his mother he would be.
He was going to fight, and that's what he did.
Do you think that he was fighting to protect you and your daughter?
Oh, I know he was. He loved his family. He was going to do what he had to do.
Coming up, the alleged killing crew is unmasked by police. Their depraved deeds a family affair.
2 brothers, a sister, and a stepson, all criminals.
But the wheels of justice take a crushing wrong turn.
Another stab in the back, another stab in the heart.
Dimitri Hampton had goals to serve and protect his community, and in his last moments alive, he did just that, protecting his family from several armed men who stormed into their home. Our special legal correspondent Amy Dash is back now with more on the search for the trigger man and his accomplices. Dimitri Hampton, fallen victim to the very kind of senseless violence he so despised.
What would you say that your brother stood for?
Positivity, togetherness in the community. He always wanted to help.
He was just 21, a college student destined for a career in the Air Force and criminal justice, but cut down in a violent home invasion.
Listen to me. Do you know who the person was?
I have no idea. They came in with masks and guns, and they was just yelling.
Dimitri's family shares their heartbreak with our special legal correspondent, Amy Dash.
He was lifeless. He was like laying there. And I looked and I couldn't believe it. How the hell, excuse me, God, how would someone take someone's life like that?
Do you think that this was random, or do you think your house was targeted?
Eric had hit the lotto a couple of times, so they thought the money was in there.
Eric Walker, Letitia's boyfriend, had hit the lottery. But was there something more sinister that would elicit a home invasion?
Eric Walker himself admitted that he had dealt drugs.
Did he say crack?
Yes.
But Walker insisted his drug dealing was all in the past.
Do you know if your boyfriend was dealing drugs out of the house? This is a rumor.
No. That would make my house a crack house. Nobody was selling anything.
Even police radio exchanges that night confirmed there was no evidence of dealing.
Is this a drug house? Is this a burglar and drug rip?
The history in the call doesn't show any real drug activity.
As for Dimitri, there's no obvious reason he would be the intended target.
We don't have anything on him. He was never arrested, no rap.
Really?
With no visual witness identification and an uncertain motive, the masked men in black remain in the dark. But what if it was sound, not sight, that would provide a clue? Police get a break. The teen who hid in the closet during the home invasion said she recognized the voice of one of the assailants, a man she knew as Matthew Messiah Booker.
How did your daughter know him?
I don't know what kind of relationship they had. I just heard that she was hanging out with him.
So did he know where you lived?
He did.
And it wouldn't be long before investigators say they could place Messiah Booker near the scene of the crime.
Police had reason to believe that his cell phone was pinging off of a tower near the home at the time of the murder.
Yes.
Around town, the rumor mill was repeatedly churning out the name Messiah Booker as the killer. Dimitri's mother remembers one tortuous anonymous phone call.
I had the phone to my ear and they said, I can't get involved. The person who killed your son is Matthew Booker. They call him Messiah. And I dropped the phone on the floor. I was screaming to the top of my head.
But there's still not enough to make an arrest until a surprise witness blows the lid off the case.
My name is Onika Walker.
Onika Walker was Messiah Booker's girlfriend. She was there that night.
She spoke about a planning of a burglary that she had witnessed.
In fact, Onika said she even drove one of the getaway cars the night of the murder.
In terms of the prosecution theory, she put the co-defendants and herself at the time place of the offense.
From court transcripts, Messiah came running to my car. I kind of asked him, like, what happened? Messiah and this guy were tussling back and forth. Messiah said that he pulled the trigger. He said that he shot him and he saw blood. In exchange for her testimony, Onika was charged with misdemeanor hindering prosecution, but 4 others would face charges of murder and burglary. Messiah Booker, his brother Corey Wallace, his sister Danielle Hall, and Wallace's stepson, Michael Parrish. The motive? Armed robbery. Corey Wallace would rat out his sibling Messiah as the shooter. For Messiah Booker's attorney, it wasn't exactly an act of brotherly love.
What did your client think when he found out that his own brother was willing to testify against him?
As you might imagine, that was a distressing moment to find out that your own flesh and blood is willing to do such an act. I think he felt betrayal.
But for prosecutors, blood is not thicker than a solid conviction. The Suffolk County DA is good to go.
So the prosecutor made you feel confident that this was an open and shut case?
Yes.
And they had all the evidence that they needed to get their conviction?
Yes.
Coming up.
The travesty of justice unfortunately occurred right before my very eyes in this courtroom.
The scales of justice would come crashing down on the family of Dimitri Hampton.
You physically fell to the floor?
And just started screaming.
Can you answer whether you hid evidence from defendant Matthew Booker?
21-year-old Dimitri Hampton is gunned down in a violent home invasion. Police and the prosecution are convinced they know who the triggerman is, and he's going to go to prison for a long time. However, no one was ready for what happened in that courtroom. Once again, here's special legal correspondent Amy Dash.
Chris, in all my years as a lawyer, I don't think I've ever seen a legal mistake this big.
I want my freedom, my family back. I want justice.
Matthew Messiah Booker, the man police say callously fired a 9mm weapon in the chest of a promising young college student. He's defiant.
I am innocent of all charges.
And in his mind, above the law.
Every time they put on a robe, suit, uniform, badge, it's only a costume of deception.
He has a philosophy that he is a sovereign citizen, that the American system of justice does not necessarily have jurisdiction over him.
But the Messiah's mantra falls on deaf ears. He and his alleged cohorts face murder charges. Messiah thought to be the actual shooter. An anguished mother tells our special legal correspondent Amy Dash she prays for a conviction.
He's a master manipulator.
For the man she believes is a soulless killer.
He's a sociopath. Sociopaths usually don't feel anything. They have no regards for human life.
Mr. Ahern, did you have an opportunity to speak with your client?
Brendan Ahern is a former prosecutor turned defense lawyer.
As a criminal defense attorney, this was my first jury trial.
And Messiah Booker is the first of 4 co-defendants to face judge and jury for the botched but murderous home invasion. Ahern knows his client is up against 2 compelling eyewitnesses who made deals with prosecutors.
It was the mother of his child, that they had been together for a substantial period of time, and the brother of my client that were cooperated as witnesses and testified against him at trial.
Prosecutor Glenn Kirchrock was also armed with damning cell phone tracking.
There were cell tower evidence that indicated that the phone of some of the alleged participants were pinging off of a tower nearby at or around the time of the offense.
And a 16-year-old witness in the home invasion claims she recognized Messiah's voice.
The prosecutor was telling us this whole time, don't worry about it. You know, this is a slam dunk. We got all the evidence. You know, we want these guys to turn on each other, and they already did.
But there would be no slam dunk. In fact, the case against Matthew Messiah Booker would end in a bombshell blowout.
How can something like this happen?
The prosecutor is accused of egregious misconduct, allegations that rock the courtroom. Ahern discovers mid-trial that prosecutor Kurtzrock withheld critical evidence from the defense.
It was a great volume of materials. It was hundreds of pages of notes and statements taken from witnesses.
Did you think the failure to turn over evidence was intentional?
The only way that that could have been done is deliberately, methodically, and systematically, and I stand by my position in court that it was intentional.
Ahern argued that the evidence withheld by Glenn Kurtzrock named other potential suspects.
These were people that had made admissions to family members that admitted that they played a role and gave details that, in my view, could only be known by people who had entered that home or had intimate knowledge of what had occurred inside the home. But I didn't see a single shred of paperwork that indicated that those people had been interviewed and closed out as suspects.
The appearance is obviously that somebody went through and surgically removed items that they felt would be harmful to their case.
At this point, this trial is a mess.
Without a doubt.
It was more than a mess. The case against Booker was, for all intents and purposes, decimated, as was Glenn Kurtzrock's career in the DA's office. As for Booker's murder charge, it was just too much of a gamble for prosecutors.
So when you heard charges dropped, what was your reaction?
I fell to the floor.
You physically fell to the floor?
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah, at work. And just started screaming. Felt like they told me that my brother was killed all over again.
Booker gets the deal of a lifetime. Murder charges dropped. He'll plead to 5 years for attempted burglary.
It's like another stab in the back, another stab in the heart.
Dimitri's mother has a message for the world's luckiest formerly accused killer.
Matthew has a dark soul, no concern for the life that he took from our family. He is heartless.
But in this case, the more poignant message is the one his heartbroken mother gave to the Suffolk County DA.
This is not justice, nor will we ever get justice for our loved one. This court have taken the only thing that truly mattered to me, and that is trust for the criminal system. It has failed.
It's a culture where sometimes the idea of seeking justice gets lost in the idea of seeking a conviction.
The DA wrote a letter of apology to Dimitri's family, stating in part, the conduct of the prosecutor was inexcusable. The consequences are devastating and unnecessarily inflict more pain on those left behind to cope. Even though prosecutors apologized, they're convinced they nabbed the right killer. But without his defense being permitted to see all the required evidence, the state's case is destroyed.
What do you have to say to the district attorney's
Nothing.
office? Why?
You know what? I probably could have did a better job than they did.
The DA's office did not respond to our requests for comment, but we tracked down the former prosecutor.
I tried for a couple months to get you to comment. Can we talk to you now?
You know what, like I said, I'm not going to be making any public comments on it.
Looking for an explanation to offer the beleaguered family of Dimitri Hampton.
Can you answer whether you hid evidence from defendant Matthew Booker? Is there anything you can say as to how more than 100 pages of evidence was missing from the file?
I'm not going to be making any public comments.
And on this day, the scales of justice deliver a 5-year punishment that in no way equals the value of Dimitri Hampton's life.
Someone got away with murder.
Still not good enough for Messiah, he tried to withdraw that plea on the day of sentencing, causing a raucous scene in the courtroom with constant interruptions.
You want to remain in this courtroom for the remainder of this proceeding? Be quiet. All right, take him out. Take him out.
Why are you laughing at me like that? I'm being assaulted on camera. People are crazy. This lady called me a murderer. I ain't murdered nobody.
But Messiah Booker is not about to have the last word or the last memory of a murder case gone wrong. That's a privilege reserved only for Dimitri Hampton.
Everything that I learned about Dimitri Hampton indicated to me that he was a fine young man with a bright future.
Do you think you'll ever get justice?
No, it's not about the justice at this point. We know that's gone. Dimitri's at peace. Dimitri don't know anything about the justice.
So would you say that your brother was undoubtedly a hero?
Yeah, in my mind, it's like, yeah, I'm proud of you, bro, because, he took care of business, you know.